Hello, hello. Today is September 3rd, 2025. This is SIG Node CI weekly meeting. Welcome, everybody. Today we have a couple items on agenda. I will share my screen to present. I hope it's the right window. Yeah, it is. Do you see my screen right? All right.
Yes.
Thank you for confirming. Okay. What do we have? First, I was catching up on what happened during the vacation, and that was one of the tests that was fixed. I think it was fixed in in master, and it's not included in 134. And I was curious. I was hoping that Kevin will be here and he can comment on whether we need to backport. Oh, he commented yesterday actually. Okay. Yeah, we don't need oh, probably yes, and then probably no. Okay. If anybody has an opinion, please speak up. Yeah, it's cryo related. I think this was some change there. Anyway, if there's no interest to pick up, let's just forget about it, and we can always do it later if needed. Oh, Kevin joined. So can
Yeah, I know this one. So I actually don't know if we have the ability to run cryo tests on release branches.
I'm mostly curious because if Red Hat is running it downstream, maybe they need a fix implemented. It will make their life easier. So if you need it, please send a PR. Peter, I don't know if you hear me.
Sorry, you caught me a little distracted.
Yeah, there is a small bug fix that.
So to be clear, this is not a cryo. I mean, this is only a problem because the test was cryo was the only one running it. But
Oh,
so
that's
this was
bad.
yeah, so like that was pretty much like what it was. I mean, actually, where is Pod Resources API? Is that alpha or is that beta now? Anyway, yeah, this was fixing a panic in an end-to-end test that is only running on the serial lanes, but yeah, I'm okay to cherry pick it. If we, I don't know if there's really a need though. I guess it really depends on what stage this feature is in.
I think it's
Right.
GA for non-DRA cases. At least I hope so.
Yeah, I think Pod Resource API is stable. Some parts of it, some API endpoints are probably beta. But I think in general, we should consider that it's a stable API.
Okay, I can open up.
I didn't
I'll
realize
check.
it's not cryo specific. So if it's not running on other platform, on containerd and like a kubelet thing.
Yeah, I linked an issue. Well, someone else linked an issue with this one. So if you scroll down, I think I have there's a bug report from, no, scroll up. Yeah, skipped EDE tests. Somebody was finding that they couldn't get it. They weren't seeing it happen in containerd. They weren't getting these tests to run, but they were on cryo side. So that is already a known issue, but I don't think anyone has picked up to look into the why.
Swati, are you okay to take it?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Thank you very much. It will be really helpful.
Absolutely.
Is it SIG Node already? Yeah, SIG Node. Thank you. Okay, and for backport, I think it's a reasonably small change. And if it's wider than cryo, maybe we need to take it for all the lanes.
I can take the backport as well, or I can have a discussion with Francesco. I believe he's the original author of the fix, if I understand correctly.
Yeah.
Either way, I can follow up on this.
Yeah, I think the end-to-end test, I had to check. I think it might have been added last release, so I don't know if it has to be backported very far.
Thank you. Okay, at least we can clean up this one. And second one is from Deems. Deems on Slack suggested that we start having failures, and I didn't look at them. So yeah, one is pod resources. Oh, is it this one? It looks the same. Yeah, I saw a couple icons in a Slack channel, and it happened like last week. So I wonder if anybody on this call actually looked at this. Because for me, it will be like a little bit new. Let me check if it's the same failure. Okay, so error will look like using reserved system CPU. No, it's a timeout. Okay.
Yeah, it's difficult to see what these are. Can you go to the test grid and see, like, maybe we can look and see what's going on with this job as a whole?
Where is the test grid? There used to be test grid link here. Okay. Yeah, the fact that we have different names in the dashboard and in GitHub is making it harder. But okay.
Sorry, if you go to SIG Node release blocking, that's the one I always find, the serial one. It's not release blocking, but probably something else we should bring up. And once we fix these, okay, this looks like a different one. But yeah, so I don't know what the problem was last 2 runs ago, but
This is very unique combination of tests. I don't know what the definition for this test is. Serial containerd.
I think that it's whatever you tag a Ginkgo test as serial.
Yeah, but I don't
Wait.
see. I don't see what we observed in. So this failure says that pod resource API failing, but test grid showed some other things.
You are looking at the PR one, not the CI one.
Yeah, but I would expect it the same. It's just different name and so I think it's different name in GitHub and in dashboard. If I go to test grid, test infra, why I'm forgetting everything? Test infra, right? So here's a test definition, and on a dashboard, it looks like Oh. Oh, this is how it looks like. Okay. Yeah, that's what we mean.
Yeah, this is one that I'm wondering if after we get this test, hopefully working again, should we talk about moving this one to be informing? Because like I think this one regressed pretty bad last release. I don't think anyone really noticed, but like, and maybe the other question is this: why do we call this SIG node release blocking if we're not blocking a release on it?
The idea was that it goes to this dashboard first, and then we promote it to release blocking. But we did the first step.
So yeah, the steps would be we call it release blocking, and then maybe we can propose this to be informing once we get the green again.
Yeah.
The issue will be it's pretty flaky, so I think we would want to get this lane green again, and then we could promote it to SIG release informing, and that way it would be more appropriately tracked.
Yeah. I agree with you. I remember time when it was all green all the time, so that was a idea. Since it's green, like we will start moving to release blocking and such. But now it regressed pretty badly, yeah, right? Like lots of flakes. And like all the failures on pod resource API typically coexist with some other failures, like a bunch of them. So it feels to me that there is something else causing this problem. Maybe some other test timing out and making everything else go down.
Yeah, I did file an issue with the Graceful Node shutdown. I'm trying to find somebody that can help look into that one, but not finding much luck. There seems to be like a long-standing regression with pod lifecycle with this one that it's hitting that we thought we fixed. I did send a message to David Porter trying to see if he would help take a look, but I got no response. So I don't know exactly what the Graceful Node shutdown. I have it. I'll link the issue.
Okay. Yeah, maybe fixing one by one will reveal the actual culprit. Okay, next one is another context deadline exceeded on config Z now. Interesting. Next one cluster is no nodes. Yeah, I think it's like test infra problem. That's interesting. Another timeout.
Yeah, this was that one that you're finding the wait for invalid pod status. That's the issue I linked where it's no. Sorry, it's going fast. I mean, I have the issue linked of. I tried to summarize a couple of the Graceful Node shutdown failures. But yeah, there's a lot of failures here.
Okay, I think we need to have renewed interest to that. Start removing flakes and failing tests. So this one is was post status. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I remember we introduced this thing. And start failing now. That's strange.
Yeah, that's why I'm tagged. Yeah, David Porter on that one because he was, I think, the author of like that fix. I don't know if we have a potential regression in pod status, but it's now failing all the time on that issue we thought we fixed.
Okay. Failing test. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much more we can do in this meeting, but yeah, there are clearly failing test that needs to get some love. Start finding people. Yeah, I think that covers pretty well. This flake. Oh, it's nothing. Everything else green. Yeah, same graceful exception to not shut down. Same set of tests plus summary under pressure. DSI matrix.
Yeah, I have filed an issue on that one also. The author was working on it.
Yeah, I think I saw it. I think we fixed this one. We merged the PR yesterday or something. So it's morning today. Still failing. Let me check if we actually we merged some PR with sidecars yesterday. Let's see. Okay, and swap. Graceful shutdown and device plugin. Yeah, I wonder if this is covered somewhere. No. I wonder if it's new. Yeah, it was flaky for a while. Okay, container D. Serial thing. Yeah, the same merge conflict, same as we saw in the release blocking. The same thing. Yeah, it feels the same tests are failing everywhere. Yeah, is there anything criminal here? No, it's all feels the same. This is eviction, right? Ah, see. Kevin, you said you filed PCI metrics. Is it the same as here or right? I remember it was only one test in different grid.
Sorry, just trying it. I did file one, and then Roy has done a lot more research into it. So we have a couple PRs up that are still looking for approvals. I can link them here. We have one fun issue where for some reason the PSI is failing on a C group V1 node, which we have not looked into. Should not be running on a C group V1 node. So, but I think we are skipping. So something is weird there, but yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, I think we're done with test grid. Let me go through this board really quickly. I close everything else.
There was one thread I had going on with Patrick about DRA. I guess one thing he was curious, I think he was trying to trim some of the tests that they were supporting for DRA. And he was asking whether or not like he could drop the C group V1 for DRA. And just kind of bringing up, I remember we talked, like my understanding, our stance still is that like we will still test C group V1, right?
Yes. The idea was that we wouldn't introduce new features on cgroup v1. There will be more and more incentive to migrate to cgroup v2.
So I guess what I was thinking was for DRA, like it should go into like an existing lane that already runs on C group V1. And there's probably no need that they have to have a designated feature test for C group V1, right?
Ideally not, yeah. Ideally it should be independent from cgroup v1, and whatever being tested is tested.
Okay.
I mean, we can
All right.
decide to explicitly not support it there, but I don't see a good reason to do that.
No, I agree. DRA is a feature that isn't really a C groups one. So we technically do support C group V1 DRA from my understanding.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing that gets weird is that I know there's a CDI item there, which I don't think is C groups related, but also kind of falls a little bit into more of the container runtime supports for some of these. So anyway.
Yeah, I can envision DRA plugins that want to mess up with C groups, but I think it's very common. I mean, maybe those with CPU managers, I think that emulate CPU managers thing. Anyway, yeah, I think the answer is whatever is tested with C group 1, just continue testing with that.
Yeah, and I guess part of what he was trying to wonder, like for cryo, container RD, and all different test lanes, and I was a little bit unclear on our node stance on, like for DRA. I was thinking like we probably should still test on cryo and container RD, but then I know he was wondering about like which versions of container RD still needs the support for DRA. I know we talked about like 1.7, I believe, is going away. We're not supporting it in Kubernetes, I think, at the end of 1.35.
I don't remember exactly. It's 36 or 35. One of those.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you said 35.
But yeah, I guess it comes, yeah, I mean, it was just, yeah, brought up. I mean, I think not exactly sure, like from the DRA side, like they kind of can test what they want, right? Like I don't know if they have to have a requirement on testing like their own tests for those, but wasn't exactly sure. Like I guess the question was like, do they need to continue testing like 1.7, like a periodic on 1.7, 2.0, 2.1, in addition to cryo C group V1 and cryo C group V2? And can they, like they had some pre-submits that they were running on all of those. I think they were looking to try to trim a couple of those because they were running into problems supporting all of those. And I tried to sway that, you know, we should not probably drop C group V1 testing because like we still do support it until we decide we don't.
Yeah, we don't
Anyway.
do any major work there. I think C group v1 also may be dropped in the next kernel, and that will accelerate transition and deprecation. So I think it's a matter of time, like how many. I mean, I think it's handful of releases where it still will be supported. So for DRA, it's actually the question of how much effort it takes to test it, and if it takes too much effort, they can decide to not test it and say like it's like
Yeah, I mean, it works on C group V1. I think the idea was just removing test lanes so they don't have to monitor them anymore.
Okay.
But anyway, sorry, that was
Thank you for
really
bringing
something
up.
that came up.
Yeah, it's a good topic. I think deprecations are coming, and we try not to think about it too much, but they actually will be quite impactful. Okay, let's look at
This is not our style.
but I didn't get it.
Oh, this is not SIG Node.
All right, this is not a signal. Yes. Okay. I'll archive it out of here. DRA conformance test. Crude. Okay. Yeah, it's PRs that we need to look at. Is anybody interested? There are plenty of reviewers already, so we don't need to find somebody. Okay. Log in the metrics of request errors. Count when request extension appear. I think it is also like one of those that have a merge commit or something. I don't think it's related to us. Expand coverage for resource code and limit ranger. Natasha, send it. Or team you already assigned. I'll just.
Yeah, this is on my review queue.
Okay. Resource slice controller creates slices. It's a flake on DRA. I wonder if it's scheduler or SIG node. Resource slice controller. So the test is in DRA folder. Yeah, I wonder if it's API server or like which SIG to assign. API machinery. Okay. Work in progress. Yeah, I think it's a product code, so I'm not even moving to work in progress. I will move to archive it. Treat extended resources as inactive when allocatable is 0. Okay. I think it's a product change. It has small test as far as I remember. Fix flaky resource claim metrics test. Okay, JP send it. There is no assignee right now. So just waiting on author right now because Patrick already commented there. I will assign to Patrick. Okay. NPD run pre-submits on the release branches. Yes, I think we did it yesterday. Okay, it's assigned to me. I will take care of it. Adjust extended resources quota usage based on its corresponding device class usage quota. I think it's a product change. Yeah. I will move to archive it right now. Stop publishing resource capacity for disconnected plugins. Again, product code change. Okay. Is anybody interested to take a look? This seems to be a test framework. It's still work in progress. I remember Patrick was asking on Slack yesterday something.
You can tag me on this. Interested in it.
Okay, did I avoid unnecessary work in allocator? Yeah, product code change. And then, yeah, that's what we discussed, and we assigned to Swati. Thank you, Swati. Oh, she dropped. We will mark this in progress because she promised to take a look. And now we have 17 issues to do. Oh, some of them has assignee. Okay, since it has assignee, I will move in progress. Same thing here. Okay, 30 in progress. That's a lot. I think we have a lot of test failures, and number 30 is a good indication here that our test lanes are flaky and red all the way, everywhere. Okay, so migration plan. Yeah, just skimming through this. First, they all have assignee, which is good, and second is most of them are just test failures. It seems this looks pretty up to date. If you have assigned item here, please pay attention and try to take a look. And then we will need to start finding owners for this 15. We have more test failures here. Okay. We are like at 40 minutes right now. Is anybody interested to take a look bug triage, or I can continue? Okay, I'll continue then. Bugs. Okay, 10 bugs. Triage. Very strange. We only have 13 needs information, which is a very low number. Okay, we may need to look into this. Something doesn't feel right. Typically, we have way more needs information. Yeah, start with a few first ones. TFSM can be oversubscribed comparing to host. It's an old bug from 2024.
Yeah, I assigned myself semi recently, and I forget what I meant to do with it.
You suggested good size memory backed volumes a long time ago.
Oh, it just got retriaged.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at this one and see if, yeah, see what to do with it.
Okay, let's think about priority. It's 2024, so it's a backlog. I don't think it's deserve anything more. But if you will discover it needs to be fixed sooner, please update.
Yeah, backlog is good.
And I will move to triaged. Okay. Temporary volumes created with zeros. Oh, security concern. I think we moved it to SIG security. Oh, it was moved back. Oh no, it was just never removed from our board. Let me do it right now. Delete from project. The pod is in the host network. We will have the content of the hosts file. Opened last week, so it's fresh.
Which runtime?
So the complaint here, not specified. The complaint here is that hosts over host is applied when the host network is true, but I would think it's expected. I mean, you want to use a host network. Yeah, so exactly what Antonio said.
I was just gonna add that seems like SIG network is like helping here. Does it need to be SIG node here?
Thank you. This is a valuable suggestion. Yeah, I think we can. I hope it's SIG network and not SIG networking. I was confused about it. Let's see.
Oh, you're right. It's already tagged. SIG network is already tagged.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, Antonio self-assigned himself.
I will remove it from here. Okay. Restarted kubelet should not evict pods due to the node affinity. Sorry. Oops. Restarted kubelet should not evict pods due to the node affinity. Also very long history here. Running pod is being evicted if the assigned node. Okay, so kubelet restart causes a re-evaluation of admission. I think it's at some point we decided it's just documentation issue. Yeah.
I think that there was a new a PR. Yeah, Bing submitted a new PR for this just recently.
You mean cap?
No,
Yeah,
I
there is
don't think the cap is actually required. I think it's like a PR with a on by default beta feature gate encapsulated.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. So it's on my list to review, but I haven't processed it deeply. It's a pretty small change.
Yeah, but it's quite influential. I don't know if I mean I think cap may be needed because we break in backward compatibility. Yeah, that's what we said here. I remember we had a long discussion about this.
Yeah, it's hard to, so in the past we've used the convention of the on by default feature gate, but no cap in similar cases like this, where it's a fairly small change, but we're not sure if it breaks someone. So they have a moment to basically say whether or not it breaks them. I'm open to having it go through the cap process, but this does seem like a similar scope to ones we've done this for in the past.
Yeah, I think the idea was always we believe it's not affecting anybody, or we. I mean, I don't know. In this case, I can say that I'm sure that it's not affecting anybody, and every case when it's affected somebody, it's a mistake on their part. So I feel like that can be utilized by somebody explicitly. But yeah, maybe I'm just over imagining. I don't have real examples.
I mean, if we want to go to the kept process, it seems Bing is open to that. It just seemed fairly narrowly scoped.
Okay. Let's recategorize this bug again then. Still feature. Yeah, I cannot tell that it's a bug. It's just how we designed it before. Since we cannot distinguish restart of a node when it re-register itself and restart of kubelet.
Yeah, so the PR does actually have heuristics to figure each of those out. I haven't spent time deeply figuring out if it catches all the cases, but there is actually code in that PR to handle the 3 different cases.
Okay. I can just triage accept it for now. Yeah, I really want not to overthink it, but have a feeling that maybe introduce some unwanted behavior. Okay, let's review PR and see if I think we need to be open to put it into cap because PR may reveal some uncertainty in how it's implemented. Yeah, please feel free to ask him to go through cap process. Type in the error message for enable system log query feature gate validation. Is it a Windows thing? Okay, this is like okay.
Yeah, this is a Windows only.
Yeah, somebody already sent PR, so to move to triaged. Triage accepted. Did I do it? We only have 11 minutes, so let's hope to go at least triaged items. The CSR plugin registration failed, and there were no retry last week. I think we introduced retry very recently for DRA. Yeah, I want to Ed is not on a call, right? Because Ed introduced a retry on plugins. No, he's not. I think his alias is Bartosz. So yeah, we introduced retry mechanism for DRA and for all the plugins in 134. And I hope that it will work for everywhere, including CSI. We even had like storage team to approve it. But I may be mistaken something. I don't know if you have enough details to triage accepted. Oh, during the plugin registration, Google can connect to API server. I wonder if it happened just after what was scheduled. Was how to say detected by Kubernetes? Are you trying to say
I
something?
just, yeah, I just found the PR you're referring to. The mechanism that's added seems to be that it retries if the notify registration status call fails, not on the.
Not DRA specific.
It's not TRA specific. Yeah, maybe you could wait for Ed's comment. Seems like this should be covered with the other one.
If you're interested to take a look, I mark it here so that you will be CC'd and you may.
Okay.
Thank you for finding it. So I didn't triage accept it. I will wait till next week.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll take a look.
Fail to schedule next device. TRA consumable capacity. Also last week. Okay. Yeah, there is already PR for this. So I would assume it can be accepted. Well, I don't have a test case here. Yeah, I have
Seems
troubles.
to be question on the scheduler. Is it SIG Node because it's DRA?
Yeah, location and scheduling behavior. You're right. Yeah, because Node doesn't expose extended resources for DRA. Okay, we moved it to scheduling. Next one. Device plugins, unexpected unhealthy device and endpoint became out of sync. Wow. Haven't seen it ever. Oh, it's a DRA, it's not device plugin. Why it says device plugins and then it says DRA? Oh, this is health endpoint. I think JP will need to take a look at this. So I think it's related to this pod status device, unhealthy device and pod status cap. I will mention JP. Oh, sorry. I already have a PR for this. There's still alpha features, so it's long term. We can reprioritize if needed. Okay, 3 minutes left. Once rejected by Kubernetes admission control, enter container status unknown state after Kubernetes restart. We once accepted it already. Oh, last week. It was last week. Okay. SIG Node. Priority bookload triage accepted. Yeah, I think it's a matter of rerunning the pod admission and preserving the previous status. Yeah, backlog seems to be fine. I agree with Francesco analysis here. Kubernetes volume stats metrics not available in 134. Okay. So volume stats, I think it's storage bytes. Yeah, let's ask SIG storage to take a look first. Okay, and I will remove it from here. And we're done. 1 minute before 11. I hope next time we can get to needs information. I will try to figure out offline why it's so few of them. If anybody has time, please also do so. I wonder if anybody cleaned it up somehow or something. But yeah, with that, thank you everybody, and have a good rest of your week. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.